But you can bring your brother with you. How sweet is that?
He's been making jokes the whole time that he's already been to 4, but this year he gets his own tickets and he gets a seat on the plane. So this is a special year. You know, no matter what happens, it's been an unbelievable year, and to know that we're still writing our own story and we got a chance to go make it a really, really special year in 2 weeks. You know, it's been a great ride. You know, very grateful for the guys in this locker room, how much work we put in, how much we care about playing for each other, and I think that shows up, you know, when you're in an overtime game, and I'm sure they feel the same way about their team, because this game, you know, went right down to the end. 2 really good teams going back and forth, trading, you know, heavyweight shots.
Devin, you guys all year have said you pride yourself on your conditioning. How much of a factor is it in these big games that, you know, they go to overtime, there was over 100 plays, how well conditioned you are?
It's a factor, but I think at this point in time, you got 2 teams playing for a championship. You know, I didn't feel like they died at any point in the game. They kept coming back, and I think both teams knew, like, we just got to keep going and see how this thing ends. You know, like, we came out, played lights out in the first half, still 14 zip, and I'm sure they went in at halftime like 14 points. We do that easily. So just to play in a game like that, that's just a true battle going back and forth of really 2 teams' wills.
How much pride will you have that when you look at the stat sheet, Tyreek Hill, only 1 catch?
I mean, we did a good job, but I mean, I'm sure y'all watched the game. It wasn't a one-man effort with that guy. He asked us a couple of times why we leave him one-on-one. I told him he should like the game plan. So just to me, it was competitive, and against that guy, you had to compete. You had to try to make it hard on him each play. And still with Mahomes, like we always say, you know, having one great receiver is cool, but when you have a great quarterback that's able to still make plays and buy time, you know, their offenses are really tough. They drew up some good plays against some of the things we were doing, but I thought we did a good job of just moving on to the next play and continuing the battle.
When you guys went out there and won the toss, how confident were you in the offense to take the ball and score on the first drive?
You saw me. I ran off. As soon as I saw it was tails. I mean, it was heads. As soon as I saw it was heads. I saw this before. I know what happens at the end of this one.
Do you remind you of Super Bowl?
Always. I mean, anytime we go to overtime and we get the ball, I'm not really worried about anything. I'm going to get comfy.
Definitely a lot of different examples of players showing mental toughness. And John Jones is a guy that's played a lot early in the year, and then his snap count kind of curtailed at the end of the season. I often, well, there were multiple defenders, he was opposite Tyreek Hill. With a young guy like that making an impact on special teams and on defense, his role this season and tonight, what can you say about it?
From beginning to end. Jay Jones, I mean, 60 minutes except for, you know, his shoulder looks like it's done. I seen him run off the field. He comes right back in like 2 plays. And I'm sure he wanted to end it with that interception at the end. But you talk about getting hurt last year. I believe that was in the game and missing the rest of that run to the Super Bowl, but coming back with no excuses, no anything. To start the season off, his injury was already tough. And then to come out here after, you know, playing a lot, not playing, still playing a little bit. And I thought from the beginning, just us continuing to talk to each other, me telling him he's doing an awesome job of just matching Tyreek Hill and making everything tough for him. But I think when you look at Jay Jones, that's what this team is. It's a bunch of Jay Joneses in that locker room of guys that just want to compete and win for each other. And, you know, we're not worried about stats. We're not worried about Pro Bowls, all pros. When we come back here in April each year, it's all about getting to this game, no matter what it takes. And this year was a tough one. You know, we battled some things. We've been questioned and doubted by a lot of people. But I think the great thing is the trust and what we believe in our faith never wavered inside the locker room.
That's the Tom had also mentioned, like, you guys started playing your best football, maybe Buffalo, Jets, and then into the playoffs. How unusual has that been for you, just to sort of see it? You guys have to hang in that deep into December before that maybe happened. Has that been?
Yeah, I mean, we would like for the whole December, you know, really after Thanksgiving to get going. And I thought we had flashes, and I thought that was one thing with us as a team. We kept showing flashes of playing really good, whether it was Minnesota or Green Bay, and then we go and not play our best football in Miami or Pittsburgh. And, you know, I thought, like you just said, Buffalo was like, all right, guys, like, this is what it takes. Like, we're running out of time, you know, and going to playing at home against Buffalo, winning a divisional, a division championship was like, guys, this is championship level football. Like, this is what we need to do. And, you know, essentially going next week and playing another playoff game against the Jets, I thought we just continue to roll with that kind of mentality.
Devin, what can you say about the job that Coach Belichick and the coaching staff did today with the game plan they put together on both sides of the ball?
Our coaches don't care about sleep. They don't care about anything. When we came in there Tuesday to go over the scouting report, I felt like the game plan was already in. You know, it was just tweaking some things because, you know, as soon as we won that game Sunday, they got to work. And as a player, there's nothing more you could ask for your coaches to really give everything they got and prepare you for when we go out there on kickoff, that everything else is behind us. We just get to go play free because Bill's going to make sure we practice it over and over again. We watch it in the meetings. So I think our players always have a ton of respect and very thankful for our staff. Thank you.